Hi, everybody. Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. I'm back. Oh, God. What a knackered, absolutely knackered. Hope everyone is safe and well today. It's Friday. Back once again for the Renegade Master. Indeed. Friday. Got to get down on Friday. It's Friday, yeah. Saturday, Sunday. Whoop. It's Friday, yeah. It's Saturday, Sunday. Whoop. Little three song run there. Hope everyone is safe and well. If you're new around here, where have you been for the last God knows how long? But if you are new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe, give it a share on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's try and outdo Stealth. Still away, still in on the. He's still currently in the middle of Squid Game, Cyprus. I believe he's just done the. I believe he's just done the Honeycomb game. And he picked the West Ham Network as a thing, so he's bound to get shots. So awkward. Anyway, and thank God the Premier League's back, innit? Thank God the Premier League's back, so we'll have all the good stuff. You'll be sick of us in about 3 weeks' time because there's so many bloody games coming on. So we'll have, I think tomorrow we've got tomorrow's a preview game for the Everton game. Then we'll have the watch along. We'll have the build up. We'll have obviously the build up first. You usually have the build up before the game. So the build up. Then we'll have the watch along. Then we'll have the rating shows, the highlight shows, the review shows, all that type of stuff. And then we start all over again because then we obviously got Genk next Thursday. Then we've got Spurs on the Sunday. Then we've got Man City the following Wednesday. So you'll have this sort of, we'll get back in some sort of normality. And in November, bloody internationals again, isn't it? I think. I wish Wenger's plan would just come into fruition and he just like a whole month and get it all done. I think it's a great idea because as soon as you get some sort of momentum going, that's it. It's gone. Make sure you hit the bell icon. Make sure you hit the bell notification as well. We will try and get some content out for you tonight if possible. Maybe a late show with me and Anton. I'm thinking about maybe a late mass debate. When's the best time to masturbate? It's late, isn't it? So late mass debate, maybe. We'll see. Depends. There's a few things. Anyone going to the Mandeville Promotions Pie and Mash nights? I'll be there. Obviously, I don't like pie and mash, but I'm going there, so it'll be good. I think I might have to take Flo because Mrs. Buttons decided she's going to Lakeside. So I might have to take Flo. Who's this old person? That's Brian Deere, Flo. Sorry. But yes, that's a joke, isn't it? It's a joke. What's an Essex girl's favourite wine? Can you take me to Lakeside, please? So there we go. Full of it today. I'm full of beans. I haven't been here for so long. I was excited. I was counting down the days. We'll be doing some homework as well. We'll be handing you homework I set for you on Tuesday. So I'm going to have stuff to talk about as well now. I'll be scrabbling around for things to talk about. Hopefully all back to normal. Right, so we've got the chat. James, tickets for Genk have been booked. Congratulations. Not that many, is there? Not that many going by the looks of it. Afternoon, does homework have to be in today? Yes, it does. Peach is in the house. Good afternoon, Peach. Now, I'm not... James has actually smashed... pretty much smashed the homework, which we'll talk about in a bit. He's smashed it. He sent me a tweet, a message on Twitter, a DM. Doesn't send me, he sent a DM on the fine. And I think he's got about 3 squads worth. So we'll go through that a bit later on. Ludders, good afternoon to you. Hope you are well, my friend. Oz, good afternoon. Hungover this morning. Now Perry on the way. That sounds like a good idea. Sweat it out, my friend. Go as hot as possible. Gaz, I hope you're well, my friends. Iron Eyes, good afternoon. Mahmood. Ben Rama, baby. Indeed, Ben Rama, baby. He'll be back. Looking forward to it. Everton. Everton's one of those places, isn't it? It's like, we used to hate going there. A bit like Liverpool as well. We used to hate going there. We never used to win. But there's just this sort of, I think we're going to get a result. But that's just the optimism now I have for West Ham. That's great. Leftover wings for lunch. I've got leftover pizza from last night, Mrs. Budman. I was, as I said, last 2 days, I do apologise, but I've been at a conference for the last 2 days. And absolutely came in knackered every day, and Jode got Flo pizzas. So that's what I've brought for a bit of an afternoon snackage. Everyone's talking to. Have you missed it? Do you know what I do? I do miss this, man. I do miss everyone. It's like when it's 12:30. It's like, and I was in the conference. I was thinking, could I just go into a little room and do like a quick 20-minute on my phone? But I thought, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for you guys. Can I join? What? You can join whatever you want to. West Ham Irons. You can become a member. If you want to become a channel member, hit that note there, down there. There's a little join button. You can hit it, become a channel member. You're obviously supporting the channel, and that's great. If not, just hit the members, hit the subscribe button, and do everything else. It's all good. Okay, here goes. 2 point. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's cracking on. We'll come back to that in a minute. Skip. James is far more. I can. Yeah. So for anyone new, on a what I tend to happen on a Tuesday, I'll give you homework for Thursday, but obviously I've been away Thursday, so we're giving it in today. So the idea is we always put 11 together, like a fun 11. So usually we do. I think last time we did the Bond 11, which was really, really good. But this was actually chosen by James, who actually, so fair enough. West Ham sitcom 11. So knowing IU, knowing me, knowing IU, that type of thing. Zaha with David Partridge. Zaha, very good. So things like that. So that's what we're trying to do. That's what makes sense with Skip. Yeah, Skip hasn't just gone completely like Doolally. He's got like absolutely Fabianski, Dad's Armero, Father Teddy, Sheringham, Heidi Canio High. I'm Alan Pardew, Men Behaving Bardley, Redknapp Dwarf, Vic Watson of Diddley. Very good. I like that. 2.4 Now's Children. I like that. I used to like that show because we had a really good chat. Do you remember once? Like we had a really good one of our best episodes when we didn't talk about West Ham at all, and we just talked about British sitcoms. It was lovely. Ab Fabianski. I'm just going to write them down. Dad Zamero, very good. I'm going to write his name down. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to have to find. I'm going to have to find a way to. I might have to do a squad like I did last time. James is more. I have no doubt. I now have to travel from Cardiff for the game. Oh dear, man. Hope. Well, yeah, exactly. But it's not the way. It's the way back. So obviously you got to pay, don't you? Pay for the bridge on the way back. Could you see Fredericks Johnson, the right back? Think who has a slight groin injury? I don't know. Hopefully we'll do the press conference today. If not, we might do it in the late mass debate show. And so we'll be interested to see what Moyes has said. Obviously, Soufal didn't travel. He didn't go into the internationals. He stayed here in the UK to recover from his injury. So we'll see. Never's mind the quality. Feel the wit. Never's. I like it. I love Lucas. Yeah, I love Lucy. Yeah. Are you being served? Ludders. That's a good one. Are you being served? Same as they mean knowing on you. Zaha, absolutely Fabianski, Birds of a Fletcher, very good. Cheers, Skips. That's most of my homework right there. Very good. Hi, James. Hope you're my friend. It's not too personal. Can I ask you a day job? Because you said you had to go. Yeah, so day to day, I'm a sales director for a market research company. Yeah, so it's nothing to do with this at all. But there. Hello. Lovers. Hello. Very, very good. Not worth it for you guys. Engage salty mode indeed. Peter Butterflies. Very good. Father Ted Fenton. Very good. Jan Lastufka, the summer wine. Very good. Only Fools and Horlock. I like that one. That's a good one. Only Fools and Horlock. That's a nice one to me. I'll put that one in. Only Fools and Horlock. I like that. Open All Howers, very good, as in Sam Howers. David Golden Girls, Leon Britton's Empire, very good. The Gould Life, oh geez, lads. Paul Brushstrokes, God, that takes it back. I used to love that one. He was a Brushstrokes? He was a what's name, wasn't he? He was a paint and decorator, wasn't he? Brush. But we got Rosanna Carroll, not Rosanna Carroll. Bitch, you have to pay. Bridge, you have to no longer have to pay, do you? Oh, cool. Waiting for Goddard. That's a good one. Waiting for Goddard, like that one. So yes, the idea is what we did here. We put together a big sort of. We put together like a huge. Like a squad, and they'll put it on Twitter, and everyone laughs, and it's all good fun. Everton, what do you think about Everton as well? I don't really want to do much of a preview because we're going to do it with Anton tomorrow on the preview show. But thoughts about Everton? What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking, Everton? I'm looking forward to it. I think it's. I can't wait to get back into it. To be honest, I really can't. It's the international breaks just break up momentum, don't they? Totally break up momentum. It's so frustrating, but hopefully we can get a little bit of momentum coming until it all stops again. But I think we need a good performance. Good performance there. Unfortunately, obviously, Souček's played 2 90-minute games. So we'll see. I know since we can do them tomorrow, which is impressive because we're playing them on Sunday, but fair play, we do them tomorrow. We'll do them tomorrow. We'll do them tomorrow, and then we'll do them on Sunday at 2 p.m. as well. Stop this football nonsense. Back to the homework. James, literally, James has got hundreds. I'm looking on Twitter now. He has sent me probably, I've just literally just responded just saying unbelievable. But he sent me 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's about 30 different ones. And I'm happy to go through some of them, but we'll go for it. I would take a point, but they can be beaten. But they're a slightly different proposition now with Benitez in charge. I think they're a little bit more. I don't know. I think it's going to be a tougher game than we think. I wouldn't be surprised if we went behind, start off with, and then we'll see. Defeat will be tough to take. Want to win to take into Ghent. I totally agree, Oz. I think we've got a big week coming ahead. We've got the Everton game and another 3 really big games coming up. So my bad. I think my bag. All right, bloody spell check. Some mothers do Emmanuel Emenike. Do have them. 5 games in 14 days is madness. It is. Behind the boys. We are, man. Aren't we always? We are always behind the boys, and we continue to be so. As you said, we all need to be behind them because there's so many games coming up, man. So many games. Haven't we won on the last 2 occasions? I believe we have. But again, this is a different Everton side, and saying that we're a very different West Ham side. So I think it's going to be a bloody good game, to be honest. Like a bloody good game. Tough game. Banker draw. Yeah, I think you're probably right, James. I think you're probably right. Right, I'm going to go through some of James's ones because James Farmer spent a lot of time on these, and a lot of them may well appear. Brian Dear John, very good. Mervyn the Day Today. We've got Hello Diarra. That's quite a good one. Phil Parks and Recreation. Saved by the Bellamy. The Fresh Prince of Sinclair. Very good. That's very good. What we've got here? Everyone Loves Raymond. Vanderhaal. What was Brooklyn Nine-Nine, of course, Trevor. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Kirbishley, Your Enthusiasm. What we got here? The King of Queens, as in Jimmy and Wayne. Happy Dailies. God, there's loads. How I Met Your Monka. It's good. Jimmy, not gimme. Just Called Friends. The Gould Life. Brass Are You. Hitchelsperger's Guide to the Galaxy. Ben, I Am Behaving Badly. The Bilic Empire. Tony Carshare. Friday McNight Dinner. 2 pikes of lager and a Parker of crisps. That's very good. Honestly, so good, man. It outstands me all the time. To the Manor Bowen. Oh, this is going to go on forever, isn't it? This one, it's like it's the same one as the bloody the Bond one. It just kept on going on and on and on. Anyone know if we can buy the European version with the Foundation tags? No idea, James, at all, my friend. No idea. I would have to contact the club and see what happens, man. See what happens. We won last time out, but we lost bad with fans in October 20. Exactly. I think you take everything with a pinch of salt now in terms of last season. Last season was very different. As you said, with Pat Goodison, I remember many times going to Goodison getting turned over quite badly, really. And so, yes, I think it's going to be difficult. Tried asking the club maybe sponsor. That's a shame. Man. I have no idea whatsoever. I would assume you would be able to get any different, because surely that's just like the badges and stuff are put on separately, aren't they? I don't know. To be honest. But yeah, we can have a look. I don't know where we would get that. I don't know. Possibly, I'd imagine you would, because imagine you just you buy this, and can you buy the patches separately? Then I don't know. You must be able to buy the patches separately. Maybe. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough game tomorrow. On a stage Friday, innit? Sunday. I think it's gonna be a very tough game. I think, although by the looks of it, they've got a few players out, haven't they? They've got their first strike partners out. They've got the second strike. So they've got four. They've got four strikers. We haven't got one. We've only got one rather. They've got four. So I believe they're out today. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. See, I think Calvert's definitely out. That's what they said. Was it Calvert's definitely out? And I think. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. But I'm not. But we're going to keep it to Anton. Anton can talk about it all tomorrow. Yes, they will. Lewin and Richarlison will miss a 6th and 5th game respectively due to injury. Coleman, Iwobi, and Digne are all returning to training and will be assessed. We could welcome back Ryan Fredericks. Vladimir Sufa has been monitored. But yeah. And Mark Lawrence predicts a 2-1 to West Ham. There we go. I would like to play Kroll and Areola. Maybe. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Areola. Really, it seemed such a simple idea, and now I think I think a lot of speculation with Sam Johnson and say, we might be after him. Apparently, there's another goalkeeper we were after. So a guy who's he's a foreign country, from a foreign club rather, but he's British and his surname's Green as well, which is quite funny. One for the boy for his 16th in February. We haven't had a striker since Ashton. Very true. No, not like a proper one, I'll be honest. And I know James has said Carlton Cole, but for me it's like, Ashton was like, we haven't had a striker which every club would want until he came along. In it. I'm trying to grab it. Hopefully, he's might be grabbing a few words with him tonight. Apparently, so we'll see. Breen Grass, the Breen Grass of home. Very good, Peach. Well done. Welcome to the game, Breen Grass. You like that, don't you? Peach loves that show. Used to love that show. Who is the centre? Who knows, man? Anthony did a great little show. Not a little show, but he did a show the other day about whether it's going to be Diop and Zuma. Who knows? I think I wouldn't be surprised if it is Zuma and Diop. That's the future, really, isn't it? It's the future. And a lot of times I think, well, why don't you just pull the trigger? If that's what you're going to do anyway, just pull the trigger. I don't know. You could just done green art grass or green Vlad. No, green grass you could have done. With Sufa's injury, hope we haven't got another Reed situation where he injured a new contract and he got signed bearing in mind his age. I don't think so. I just don't get that feeling with I don't get that feeling with Vlad. I just think he's just taking a knock. I mean, to me, it doesn't bloody surprise me the amount of games these people have played. It's like, with him and with... I was talking to a guy the other day about it. With him, with Declan, with Souček, any of the guys who played like quite long into the Euros, you got to think they... because of just the amount of games they've been playing and the lack of rest. I mean, this pre-season, the post-season, like the beginning of this season, the 2021-22 season, that's the first time they've had a proper rest. Or a proper, pre-season rest for a couple of years, really, because you've got to think you had after the problems with the pandemic, they sort of rushed all the rest of that season into a very short amount of time, and there's a very, very short amount of time from that season until last season. There wasn't like this, the 4 or 5 weeks, and there was literally like 2 weeks, and then they went into pre-season. And then this, actually, and to be fair, even this pre-season, if you were in the Euros, you haven't had any time off at all. So it doesn't surprise me that we're going to start picking up a few injuries. It doesn't surprise me that maybe Souček's not really doesn't seem to be firing all cylinders like he was last year. Maybe a bit of that's an unknown quantity as well, and people are working out him a little bit, which has obviously given Deck more opportunity to go forward a lot more. I don't know. But it's a nice problem to have, really, isn't it? The fact, what's nice for change is we're not necessarily scrabbling around. So right backs is an area which we've got quite a few. Obviously, we've got Sufal, he's the number one. Then you've got Fredericks, Ben Johnson, you've got Ashby as well. So you've got 4 good right backs there. I'd love to see Ashby give him more of a run out in the team. So I just think he is mustard. Honestly, he's really, really good. Rush, you missed my favourite, Mr. Breen, or Mr. Keane, as Gaz would have said, Mr. Breen. Yes, I like that one. You want American Vlad, very good. Vlad and Thomas we used to having Christmas off, but they didn't get the rest being in here. Exactly. So again, that's something they've used for many years, playing professionally football in the Czech Republic leagues, is having Christmas off. And again, it seems silly, but it just makes a big difference. It's rest. And I mean, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that Souček ended up playing the full 90 minutes for both games. But then he is their captain as well. So. And obviously Deck played 90 for the Hungary game, but I thought that would happen, to be honest. Good afternoon. What's your score? Hello, Sam. I hate you, my friend. What's your score prediction on Sunday? I think it's gonna be a draw. I mean, I'm always a very confident person, but I've got a feeling Everton are still quite strong. I think Everton are they're fifth. Where they're fifth, we say 4 points. There's not many games gone, but we're ninth and they're fifth. So I think a draw. I really do. It's funny when you look at us. Tottenham have got -4 goal difference. Arsenal -5 goal difference. Mental, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think a draw will be a great result for us. And I think that's what we should do. I think we should be looking to, get as many points as we can away from home, because I think our home record's going to get a lot better. I really do. I think Genk's going to be a good game for us. And then obviously the Spurs game, which is going to be a good game already. We know it's going to be the atmosphere. People are going to be up for it. Hopefully we've had a good result against Genk, or a good performance, so the guys can get up for it. And then we've got the City game on next Wednesday, which is going to be really interesting, because I think we were personally, I think we were hoping for not a draw, but I think it was a favourable draw for us for that one. I think the idea was, I don't assume that Moyes had planned to play as strong a side as he did for the Man United game, because I think he was hoping that maybe he would be at we'd have an easier side potentially. I mean, look back at last year. We played Hull and we played Charlton, wasn't it? Hull and Charlton in the first couple of rounds before we played Everton and lost. And so they played like a more of a developmental side. And I think that's probably what he would probably enjoyed doing the most, to be honest. But yeah, so I think then when we got past Man United, maybe he thought a nice home tie against the lower league team would be good. That hasn't worked out. So I think there'll still be a number of first teamers in that squad for that Wednesday game. Whereas maybe he might not have wanted so many. Who knows? You don't know. That's why we're chatting on the YouTube channel when we're not at Rush Green. In all honesty, innit? So that's what they get paid to make decisions, right? Coop is just injury, not out of form. He was good in some games. No, it's true, man. Yeah, he's taking a knock. I mean, he is. Yeah, but he's knackered as well. If you're tired, you're going to be more likely to get injured, aren't you? He's played a lot of games recently, and the style that he plays is all or nothing, innit? James, he's literally like, we're running down that wing, all or nothing. He doesn't stop, and so. If you're tired and you're 100% in terms of your output, you're going to get a knock. And it's going to take a little bit longer because you're tired. Same as ever. It's Christ, the older I get, like the other day, it took me like 3 days to get off my hangover from my birthday party. Do you know what I mean? Like 20 years ago, no probs. I'd have been out on the lash again. Luke will take a draw. Peach will go for 2-1. If he manages to bring in Lingard, I don't think Moyes will get a striker in, because he plays Lingard in that striker role. I don't think unless someone clones McCann Antonio, I don't think we're going to get. I don't think we'll ever get a striker, because it's a very, very I mean, the way we play, either a clone of Antonio or a clone of Arnautovic. Marko Arnautovic was the perfect foil for the Moyes system, in my opinion. IMO. #IMO. Because he had pace. He could hold. He had strength. He was he could finish a ball. He was tricky. He could do a trick. He would harass those centre backs. the whole game. Antonio has a lot of those attributes, but I think the skill nature not as much, in all honesty. But he has more pace and power. But so those are the types of people. So when I see like people like, when we were looking at, I mean, even El Nesri, really looking at El Nesri, and I've looked at a lot of them afterwards, it's quite a small player, really. It's like, I didn't think we were going to get Armstrong as well, because of the same reason. He was quite short, and it wouldn't really hold ball up well, particularly, or terrorize. It wouldn't necessarily scare a defense like a Arnautovic with a bit between his teeth, or on his day, and at Mikel Antonio at full pace. You know what I mean? So I don't think we're ever going to buy a striker. Personally, I just don't, because as I said, 4 or 5 must be 4 or 5 at least transfer windows we've been covering, and everyone wants one, but we don't get one. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite tricky. Hi, all. Still Anton beat Everton. I don't think Stell's back. I don't know if he comes back. Anton definitely won't, but he'll be doing the watch long, so feel free to jump on the watch long. We can do with a win, although 4-4 will be fun. Games are fun. Goals are fun, as Nigel Khan would say. 1-1, I'm sad to say, we have been struggling at the back. We have been. And that was the thing which we were so... it was so tight at the back four. After the first couple of rubbish results. That's what really solidified last season, was how strong we were at the back. And then we started sort of towards the sort of mid to the end of the season, we'd let a lot of goals in, but we'd score a lot of goals as well. The amount of times we went behind, I think, like Leeds away, was it Burnley? We went one down probably, and we came back, and we never say die attitude, which is great. But you're already on -1 before you start work. So it doesn't. You want to keep that 0. Yes, let's keep that sort of like clean sheet, and then see where we can get. Teapot Pixie. This game has a draw written all over it. Very good. I like it. Yeah, fair enough. Rather a draw than a loss. It's a point, isn't it? It's a point. In the January, please. Well, I can dream of it. McKenny. I don't know what we're going to be doing in January. Obviously Anton did a bit yesterday about Lingard, available for 10-15 million quid, and I was listening to Daya, and he said that pre-sign, pre-season a contract, pre-contract agreements already. Who knows? But I like it. I'd rather talk about people coming in and people going out. That's all I'm bothered about. I'd rather talk about people coming in and people coming out. I'd rather talk about a striker potentially, or Jesse Lingard, or someone like that, or Sam Johnston, or whatever, rather than talk about Declan Rice leaving, or Souček, or Bowen. We've got a great squad. We've got great, really lovely team spirit, and it's really nice to see. I'd rather clone Stell, have an arm. Would you? I don't think so. There's only one Antonio. It's very true, and Peach agrees. But he was our bar steward. He really was, James. Yeah, he's a bar steward, but he was our bar steward, and we love a player who can. I mean, Di Canio was often booed by other teams because Craig Bellamy was very similar as well. We never really saw the best of Craig Bellamy, but I think that's because we never saw the best of Dean Ashton. I think those pair would have been as a 2. The idea was them playing as a 2, and them playing as a 2 would have been pretty much Cotti McAvenny Mark II. I really, really think so. And we like players like that. Players who, and to be honest, I know, Big Sam was like that as well. Christ, he would wind up. I mean, I remember Burnley away. I think we won like 3-0, and he's hated at Burnley, and he knows he's hated at Burnley. And Burnley, you have to walk across the pitch, don't you? The dugouts, and so you have to literally walk diagonally across the pitch. And I remember that distinctly. Everyone had gone out, and then BFS was about 10 yards behind everyone else, walking so slowly to like a whole chorus of boos, just loving it. Pards was the same. Christ, remember the fight him and Wenger had on the touchline? Is he really? He's very slight, isn't he, El Nesri? He's not. I know he might be. He's not particularly. I mean, on the outer pitch, he scores quite stocky, and Antonio. I thought he looked a lot smaller. How weird. Thank you, man. Cheers, man. Gary J, hope you're my friend. I only want Lingard for free. 15 million is way too much to get a few months early. Yeah, but if that's 15, but then same as last year, if he came in and scored another 10 goals and got us into Champions League, that's worth how much money? Depends. I think if you sign if you sign a contract agreement, that really does put it in our, it puts the ball in our court, because then Man United can't get rid of him, can't sell him because he's not going anywhere. No one's going to buy him for 6 months. Someone might loan him for 6 months potentially, but they can't get. They know they're not going to sign him afterwards. So it might be actually, we'll sign. It could be a pre-season you got the pre-contract agreement, and is £5 million to get him early. Who knows? The ball is in our court. Burning gets to it. But Steve Bruce has to take charge against Spuds. I hope it's his last win. Yes, it'd be nice. It's a 1,000th game, isn't it? This is a 1,000th game. He's league game. I don't know if it's any game of a league game, but 1,000th game in charge of a team. Fair play to him, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, he's laughing wherever happens, isn't it? He's laughing. I still think he'll be gone soon, because I think there'll be, and I don't think they'll get the manager they want. I think they're going to get like a gun for hire for 6 months, so to speak. Like Gus Hiddink or someone like that. That type of person. While other available managers are still on their club's books, so they would never get Benitez unless they pay a lot of money. If Everton let him go, they're more likely to let him go in the summer, obviously. So I think they'll get someone who's around. Get Sam in, get VFS, bring him back. And but you'd want someone who'd know how to, on a 6-month contract, and I'd imagine they'd get a director of football in place and then spend 190 million quid on. That's because they can't go down. They can't go down, so they have to invest to ensure they don't go down. And then next season will be the season I think you see changes. That's the way I think it. Yeah, no, you're totally right, man. Big Sam incoming. Who knows? I think it'll be. I reckon it'll be someone like Gus Hiddink. Do you know what I mean? Sort of gun for hire, that type of thing. He did it at Chelsea a couple of times, and he's very successful. And then reassess, because it's a weird time to sort of buy a football club, really, because you sort of you had that, at least you got sort of a 2-month planning of what you're going to do in January. You think they'd bought the. I mean, they did try and buy the club in the summer, but that would have made more sense, because they could have really done the investment and the management and stuff then. So they're sort of doing it. I don't know. Again, it's a nice situation to be in, As I said, Steve Bruce is laughing either way. Either he gets the job, and then that's great, and he has loads of money to spend in January, because they will be giving him the daft because they got assure he can't go down, and then give him a little Brucey bonus if he stays up. Literally, a Steve Brucey bonus. Or if they get rid of him, he's got the rest of his contract is 3 million quid in it to buy him out of his contract. So he's in a great position. So I don't think people go, he's dead man walking and stuff like that. No, he ain't, because he's gonna have money in his pocket. Whatever happens, he's getting money in his pocket. They should get Eddie Howe. I don't think he's the right man. I don't think he's sexy enough for him. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference. I mean, and actually, to be honest, I think that's the whole thing about Moyes in the last sort of 18 months is, you need a football man. So yeah, Howe would be a good person to get in. You could get some young guys in, some young players in, and make a big difference. But is he going to appeal to a team, a group of owners who have just spent £300 million on a football club and have hundreds of millions of pounds? It's the same as David Moyes. David Moyes, if you gave him all that money, I don't think he'd spend it. Honestly, because he's he wants to buy the right people. So yeah, they might have 190 million quid to spend, but Moyes wouldn't spend 190 million pounds. He's and we're not a club that would do that. You know what I mean? It's like we like, personally, I like those rough diamonds. I like when you go and buy a Thomas Souček or a Vladimir Coufal or a Jared Bowen. You paid a little bit money, but you see these guys blossom. And look how Bowen is playing now, and Souček last year, one of the top players in Europe. Vladimir Coufal, we like getting proved wrong as well. Craig Dawson last season and stuff like that. I think that's how we operate. We tried to go with the big money when we bought Haller and Felipe Anderson and bought, a lot of names at a lot of high ticket price. You forgot about the bloody Icelandics, Lundberg and people like that. Big names on big contracts don't work. Don't work for us. Don't work for us as a club, as a makeup. Unless you get Hal with a big name. I think that's the key, because then, I mean, you look at someone like Brentford. If they lose their manager, they've got the next one lined up. They've got everything still in place, and they might not have they might go down this season, they might not, but they've got the system in place. How he's waiting for the Saints. That's more of a job for him, I'd say. Sexy isn't the answer for Newcastle, and that's not the answer, but it might be what they want. It might not be the right answer, but it's I know it's tricky. They should go and get Harry Potter or Graham Potter, I suppose. I think he's, again, he's a proper football person, isn't he? But again, he's good at going and finding the rough diamonds and finding these players. And, they want, I imagine that the owners want, like a Galacticos type situation. And he's not going to do it. I mean, even Man City, to be honest, it took them about 4 or 5 years before they got to a position where they were literally always 1 or 2 in the league, wasn't it? And so that's what's going to take that time, I think. Harry Potter and Voldemort on the same team, indeed. So you could have Graham Potter and you could have, obviously, John Joe Shelby. And the players as well. People forget, it's not just Bruce, it's the players. You must think, Christ, if you turn up for training and you're John Joe Shelby or you're Longstaff or you're Joe Willock or people like that, and you're thinking, God, my place is up for grabs here. People can someone could go in tomorrow and buy a better player than me. It must be hard for them as well. Moyes has no spend what he has now. He likes players who are hungry and work hard. Bernie, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I think personally, I think that's why he always was one of the reasons why I don't think he would ever have done well at Man United, because he hasn't got that mentality. He's not one of those guys who would spend 50, 60 million pounds on a player. He just isn't. I mean, and again, look what he did when he came in at West Ham. First thing he did was get rid of, Haller. Pretty much, we took a massive hit on him. WESTHAM went out on loan. Anderson went out, took a huge hit on them. Despite the fact that they were like, our 2 record signings, he cleared them out. They weren't right for the team. But yes, rumour has it Newcastle will get you, Russ. Their salmon only plays Dire Straits and Ant and Deck. Dire Straits, Ant and Deck, Jimmy Nail. Jimmy Nail, yeah. Crocodile Shoes, indeed, Crocodile Shoes. Gaza, you're right. And Chris Waddle with Glenn Hoddle. Diamond Lights. Russ and the Time is all mine. Russ and the Time is all mine. Come on. I think it's fascinating. I thought the whole thing with Newcastle was fascinating, and it just depends how it all works out. For me, I think there's going to be the period of adjustment, and and I think a lot of people were saying, for me, and I know, we've spoken about it before, but it's come up in discussion here with Newcastle and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with, in terms of the players and the management in the next sort of 6 weeks. So I think what will be interesting is to see what happens after Saturday, after this round week, because I think you've got, what's his face? I think, as you said, it's Bruce's 1,000th game in charge. So I think they'd let him have that and then see. Back to the homework, sorry. The Tien blue line, not the thin blue line, the Hanu Tien and blue line. I like that one. That's good one. That's not on your list. You can't have a new one. The Tien and blue line. Nice one. As Tim Breaker goes by, as time goes by. I like the Tien and blue line. Hanu Tien, what a great player he was, wasn't he? Again, a loan signing. But we wouldn't pay the full fee, was it? They wanted like 7 million quid, or and didn't we go out and buy? Is that when we went out and called by Rigobert Song and Titi Kamara instead? I can't remember. I think I might get my seasons mucked up. But anyway, as I said, this week we're going to have, if the stars align, we're going to have a late show, which we want you guys to be involved in. I know we haven't a chance to have a chat today, and I do apologise, but the conversations is flowing in it, and I don't want to break it up. So we're going to try that tonight, if possible. So if me and Anton might do a late mass debate show, where we pick a topic and we want you guys to come on and give you a couple of minutes each to just get your point across about that particular subject. So hopefully that's on tonight. If the stars align, we'll just say that, which the stars align. There's lots of moving parts at the moment, but we know for sure tomorrow we'll have the preview show. We know we'll have the warm up or the build up show on Sunday. We'll have the watch along. We'll have the highlights in words. We'll have the rating shows. I think Stell's back at the weekend. I think he is. So that means the not thin blue line. Where's the thin blue line come from? Tin and blue line is in my head. The West Ham thing will come on tonight. George, Paris, and Mildred. Very, very good, Rich. Very good. Good night. Good night, Joe Hart. Very good. Only Fools and Moses. I like that. Or on more hours, not open all hours. And that's been our. That's what I mean. It was such a funny episode. It's funny when she just talked about sitcoms all the time. Moyes is a rather odd fish as a manager. He has very strong set ideas on what he looks at players. I think he will play them by Kral as he fits what he likes. I think Kral is a great. He looks like he has a bit about him, hasn't he? When he played that Man United game, he definitely had a bit about him in terms of just his overall play. Where I think Souček, that's why I have no worries about Souček going to a footballing side. Notice, but hear me out. A footballing side like a Barcelona or someone like that, where it's very technical. He's not a particularly technical player. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to beat a man with a turn or miss a pass or back heel. He's very, very, and he does it very, very well. Well, Kral, he's got a bit about him. I remember that Man United game in the cup. There was a few times he might drop a shoulder and miss a pass, and I like that. I think that's fantastic, man. I think there's a real. I think there's only. I think. Oh, hang on, someone just texted me something. I think. Let's have a look. Is going. So yeah, no, sorry, something else. So I think there's loads of opportunity with Kral, but it's how it fits in. He's had Moyes' set ideas, so it will be Declan Rice, it will be Thomas Souček as those two, and as and when. But we've got an alternative now. We never really had an alternative. Fab's Army, very good. Keeping up first team appearance, that's very nice. I like that one. Keeping up first team appearances. So that could apply to anything, not just West Ham. So I like that. Father Teddy Sheringham, indeed. Very, very good, GP. I think we're going to have to do another whole bloody squad again. Whole bloody squad. One food tray in the grave. Oh, nice work. Nice work. One food tray in the grave. Immense work as always, gentlemen. Immense work. As I said, we'll be hopefully back here tonight sometime doing a late mass debate show. If not, we'll be back here tomorrow doing the preview shows and all the stuff. And then it all starts again, all back to normality. Oh, I've missed you, Premier League. I've missed you. Don't fuck me up on Sunday, and then I don't want to play in the Premier League. Clifford's, the Big Red Gog. One food tray in the Greaves. You see. That's what I mean. It's the double whammy. It's the double whammy. God bless. Obviously, the late great Jimmy Greaves. I'm expecting to go 3 midfield with 2 holding, 1 playmaker. I think it's coming. Yeah. Well, they've obviously got. They have a strong midfield, don't they? I mean, I'm a big fan of Decore. I think Decore is a great player. I like those sort of strong, athletic, defensive midfielders rather. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I think fortunately, obviously, in Calvert-Lewin and with Charleston not playing, I know they've got a few people back, but so have we. Obviously not really people back, but obviously Soufal, for example, he played injured and he's come back, and he's and Antonio, obviously fantastically, he didn't go to the Jamaican World Cup qualified. I think Ben Rama didn't play much when he was out there. Fornals didn't play much. So yeah, I think we're going to be all right. Not Peep Show, Meepo Show, very good. Manu about the house. Ludders. impressive, very impressive for everyone, to be honest. I think there's been it's an easy one. It's been an easy one. James, you picked a good one, mate, a good one. As I said, as always, if you fancy about becoming a member, please check it out. Hit the join button and check out all the tiers. We've got over 50 of us, over 50 members of the Barmy Army, and we like to think Helen is back. Indeed, Helen is back. And we like to thank all of them at the end of all my shows. But anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. And hopefully see you again tonight. If not, definitely see you over the weekend. Take care, everyone. Much love. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
It's like a family tree.